Listen, right now in this very moment, I need you to do something. I need you to breathe deeply. Feel it. Feel the air rush through your lungs. Feel your heart beating, your pulse racing. That's life moving through you. That's power. That's energy. That's something bigger than you. It's always there, always has been, always will be. But most people, they don't see it, they don't feel it, they don't live it. And that's why we're here today, because I know something about you. You're searching, you're looking for something beyond what you see, beyond what you can touch. You want to know, what does it all mean? Why are we here? What is that force, that presence, that undeniable feeling in the deepest part of your soul? Let me tell you right now, it's not some far-off idea. It's not something you have to seek in a temple, in a book, in someone else's words. It's here right now. It's in you. It's been in you since the moment you took your first breath. The problem, most people are blind to it. They go through life asleep. They live by their routines. Wake up, go to work, scroll through their phones, complain about what they don't have, wish for something more, but never step into the fire to make it happen. And they wonder why they feel empty. They wonder why they feel lost. They wonder why, no matter how much money they make, no matter how many people they impress, they still feel like something is missing. You know what's missing? Connection. That deep, unshakable connection to something greater than yourself. That knowing that you are part of something massive, something infinite, something unstoppable. And when you tap into that, when you wake up to that truth, everything changes. Because you stop asking, why am I here? And you start saying, I know why I'm here. You stop searching for purpose and you start living it. You stop doubting and you start trusting. You start trusting that everything happening in your life, every challenge, every heartbreak, every failure is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Think about that for a second. What if every setback, every loss, every moment of pain was actually shaping you into the person you were born to be? What if every moment of doubt was just a test to see if you would keep going? That force, that presence, that power that you feel deep down, it's guiding you, it's pushing you, it's waking you up at night with ideas, with dreams, with that whisper that says, you're meant for more. But here's the deal. You have to listen. You have to step up. You have to take action. Because knowing isn't enough. Feeling isn't enough. Even believing isn't enough. You have to move. You have to take what you feel inside and live it. Because if you don't, what happens? You stay stuck. You stay small. You stay in a life that's comfortable but not fulfilling. And that's not why you're here. You were not put on this earth to pay bills and die. You were not meant to just exist. You were meant to create, to lead, to love, to experience the full power of life moving through you, around you, within you. See, most people think power is something outside of them. They think it's in money, in status, in the approval of others. They chase those things, hoping it will fill the void, hoping it will give them what they're looking for. But let me tell you something. If you don't find it inside yourself first, you'll never find it out there. Because true power, real power, is already inside you. It's been there all along. It's the voice inside you that won't let you settle. It's the fire in your gut that tells you to keep going even when everything in your life says stop. It's that undeniable knowing that you are part of something greater, that your life has meaning, that you are here for a reason, and you are. You are here because the world needs you. Because your voice, your story, your gifts, those are not accidents. They are not coincidences. They are part of something bigger, something extraordinary, something beyond what your mind can comprehend. And when you wake up to that, when you truly step into that power, when you stop playing small and start owning who you are, everything shifts. The fear, it loses its grip. The doubts, the obstacles, they turn into stepping stones because you finally see it. You finally understand that you were never alone, that you were never lost, that you were never meant to live in scarcity, in fear, in doubt. You were always meant for more. And the second you decide to own that truth, the second you commit to living with passion, with fire, with an unshakable belief in yourself, that's the moment you come alive. That's the moment everything changes. But here's the catch. It's up to you. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to hand you the answers. No one's going to reach into your soul and pull out your greatness. That's your job. That's your responsibility. That's your destiny. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop looking outside for what has always been inside, because the moment you realize that, the moment you accept that, the moment you step into the full force of who you are and what you're meant to be, nothing can stop you. You were created with purpose. You were created with power. You were created to rise, to lead, to love, to make an impact that lasts far beyond your time here. So decide, right now, decide that from this moment forward, you will no longer settle. You will no longer sleepwalk through life. You will no longer look outside for answers that are already inside you, because this is your time. And everything you need, it's already within you. Imagine waking up one morning feeling a deep sense of longing, a pull towards something greater, something you can't quite put into words. You know it's there. You felt it before, maybe in fleeting moments. Those times when you stood in awe of a sunset, when you lost yourself in the laughter of someone you love, when you felt an unexplainable surge of inspiration that made you feel truly alive. But then, just as quickly as it comes, it fades. And you're left wondering, where did it go? How do I get it back? What is it that I'm really searching for? This is the question that keeps people running in circles. They chase money, success, relationships, experiences. Always looking for that missing piece, that external source of fulfillment that will finally make them feel whole. But here's the truth. It's not out there, has never been out there. It has always been inside you. That power, that presence, that unshakable force that moves through everything. It is not separate from you. It is you. The problem is most people have spent their entire lives being conditioned to believe otherwise. Since the time we were kids, we've been told what to believe, how to behave, what's possible and what isn't. We've been programmed by society, by education, by culture, by the expectations of others. We've been taught to seek approval, to follow the rules, to stay in line, to play it safe. And over time, without even realizing it, we've built a cage around our own power. But deep down, it never left. That fire, that knowing, that unshakable force within you, it's been waiting. Waiting for the moment you wake up. Waiting for the moment you decide to stop looking outside and start looking within. Waiting for the moment you remember who you really are. And that moment can be right now, because the second you recognize that nothing outside of you can give you what you already have inside, everything shifts. You stop seeking permission. You stop waiting for validation. You stop looking for someone else to tell you what you are capable of, and you start listening to the voice that has been speaking to you all along. The voice that says you were made for more. The voice that says you are powerful beyond measure. The voice that says everything you need is already within you. But here's the catch. Most people ignore that voice. They drown it out with noise, with distractions, with excuses. They tell themselves they're not ready, not worthy, not capable. They let fear, doubt, and past failures define them. They let the opinions of others dictate their future. And in doing so, they hand over their power. They live small when they were born to be limitless. But not you, not anymore. Because now you know the truth. Now you know that there is nothing missing. That power, that energy, that presence, it's not something you have to find. It's something you have to awaken. It's something you have to own. And the way you do that is by deciding right now that you will no longer live in fear, that you will no longer let the past define you, that you will no longer look to the world for answers that are already inside you. And when you make that decision, when you fully commit to stepping into the force that has always been within you, you become unstoppable. Because suddenly you stop hesitating. You stop questioning whether you're good enough, smart enough, strong enough. You stop waiting for the right moment, the right opportunity, the right circumstances. And instead, you create them. You move forward with an unshakable certainty, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust yourself enough to find them. And that trust, that is the key. Because for so long, you've been conditioned to doubt yourself, to believe that you are not enough, to believe that power is something you must earn, something you must prove, something you must chase. But none of that is true. The power has been inside you since the day you took your first breath. The only thing standing between you and the life you were meant to live is the story you've been telling yourself. So what if, right now, you chose to rewrite that story? What if you decided in this very moment to stop living from a place of fear and start living from a place of power? What if you stopped questioning whether you are worthy and started acting like you already are? Because you are. And the moment you fully embrace that truth, everything changes. You stop playing small. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop living by the limitations that were never yours to begin with. And instead, you step fully into the force that has been waiting for you all along. And that force, it will guide you. It will lead you. It will show you what's possible, but only if you let it. Only if you decide right now that you will no longer look outside for what has always been within. Think about the moments in your life that felt like breaking points, the times when everything seemed to be falling apart, when you felt lost, when the weight of the world seemed too much to carry. Maybe it was a failure, a rejection, a loss, or a betrayal. Maybe it was a dream that didn't come true, a relationship that ended, an opportunity that slipped through your fingers. In those moments, it's easy to feel like life is against you, like you're being punished, like no matter how hard you try, you just can't catch a break. But what if I told you that every single one of those moments was actually happening for you? What if I told you that the pain, the struggle, the hardship, it wasn't there to break you, but to build you? What if every challenge you faced was actually preparing you for something greater? What if every setback was setting you up for something beyond what you could imagine? Because here's the truth, life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And the moment you shift your perspective to see that, everything changes. Suddenly, the obstacles aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones. The failures aren't signs to quit, they're lessons. The hardships aren't proof that you're not good enough, they're opportunities to grow into the person you were meant to be. Most people don't see it this way. They go through life reacting. When something bad happens, they feel like victims. They blame circumstances, other people, bad luck. They let pain define them instead of transform them. But the people who truly succeed in life, the ones who create impact, who find deep fulfillment, who live with purpose, they don't see struggles as the end, they see them as the beginning. Because pain is not the enemy, struggle is not the enemy. The real enemy is the belief that these things mean you are not meant for more. The real enemy is the mindset that says, this is happening to me because I'm not good enough, because I'm unlucky, because I don't have what it takes. That mindset is the only thing standing in your way. Because the truth is, the most powerful, unstoppable people in the world are the ones who have faced pain head on and used it to fuel their growth. Think about the most inspiring people you know, the ones who have changed the world, who have made an impact, who have achieved greatness. Every single one of them has faced adversity. Every single one of them has been knocked down, has been tested, has had moments where they could have given up. But they didn't. They didn't because they understood something most people don't. They understood that struggle is part of the process. They understood that life is constantly shaping them, molding them, refining them. And they didn't resist it, they embraced it, they used it. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is not talent, not luck, not intelligence. It's the way they respond to adversity. The ones who rise are the ones who refuse to see challenges as limitations. They see them as opportunities to grow stronger, to become better, to step into their full potential. Because here's the thing, if life were easy, you would never grow. If everything always went your way, if you never faced resistance, if you never had to fight for what you want, you would never discover what you are truly capable of. It's in the struggle that you find your strength. It's in the moments of doubt that you find your resilience. It's in the failures that you learn the lessons that lead you to success. Think about the most painful experiences of your life. At the time, they probably felt unbearable. They probably made you question everything. But now, looking back, you can see how those experiences shaped you, how they taught you something, how they made you stronger, how they forced you to grow in ways you never would have otherwise. Maybe that heartbreak taught you what you truly deserve in a relationship. Maybe that failure taught you how to get back up and try again with more wisdom. Maybe that rejection redirected you to something even better. Maybe that loss made you appreciate life in a deeper way. Every single challenge you have faced has brought you to this moment, to this version of you. And this version of you is stronger, wiser, more powerful because of it. But here's the key. You have to choose to see it that way. You have to choose to stop seeing life as something that's happening to you and start seeing it as something that's happening for you. You have to decide that no matter what happens, you will find the lesson, you will find the gift, you will use it to become better, stronger, more unstoppable than ever before, because you always have a choice. You can choose to let pain make you bitter, or you can let it make you better. You can choose to see struggle as proof that you're not meant for more, or you can see it as proof that you are growing into exactly who you were meant to be. And the moment you make that choice, the moment you decide to see everything that happens in your life as part of a greater plan, as part of your transformation, as part of your journey to something incredible, that's the moment everything shifts. That's the moment you take back your power. That's the moment you stop being a victim and start being the creator of your own destiny. Because life is not about avoiding pain, avoiding failure, avoiding struggle. Life is about using those things to become unstoppable. Life is about stepping into every challenge with the certainty that no matter what happens, you will come out stronger on the other side. Life is about trusting that every single thing you go through is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. And when you truly believe that, when you live from that place of certainty, nothing can stop you. No setback, no failure, no loss can break you. Because you know that everything is happening for you. And when you know that, really know that, you become unstoppable. Most people spend their entire lives searching for meaning, searching for purpose, searching for something that will finally make them feel whole. They chase success, they chase relationships, they chase money, they chase approval, thinking that once they have enough, once they achieve enough, once they prove themselves enough, then they'll finally feel complete. But no matter how much they achieve, no matter how much they accumulate, something still feels missing. They keep looking, keep reaching, keep searching, hoping that the next thing, the next accomplishment, the next milestone will finally give them the fulfillment they crave. But what if the very act of searching is what's keeping them stuck? What if the reason they feel lost, the reason they feel like something is missing, is because they are looking in the wrong place? What if they are so focused on finding purpose that they forget that purpose isn't something you find, something you live? Because here's the truth, purpose isn't out there. It's not hidden in some distant future. It's not something you have to earn or prove or search for. It's something you create. It's something you embody. It's something you bring to everything you do in every moment with every choice you make. The problem is most people are waiting for clarity, waiting for a sign, waiting for someone to tell them what they're supposed to do. And because they're waiting, they're not living. They hold back, they hesitate, they overthink. They tell themselves, I'll start when I have it all figured out. I'll take action when I know exactly what my purpose is. I'll go after my dreams when I feel ready. And that's why they stay stuck. Because the secret that no one tells you is this: you don't find purpose first and then start living. You start living first, and that's what creates purpose. Action is the key. Movement is the key. Because purpose is not something you think about. It's something you do. And the more you do, the more it reveals itself. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to have everything planned out. You just need to start. You just need to take one step and then another and then another. And with every step, you get closer. With every step, you get clearer. With every step, you step deeper into the life you were meant to live. Think about it. How many times in your life have you tried to plan everything out perfectly, only to realize that things never go exactly the way you expected? That's because purpose isn't something you figure out in your head. It's something you discover through experience. It's through the doing, the trying, the failing, the learning, the growing, that you uncover what truly matters to you. But if you sit back and wait, if you keep searching without acting, if you keep waiting for certainty before you take the first step, you'll never find it. Because purpose isn't waiting for you at some finish line. In the journey, it's in the moments when you show up fully, when you give your all, when you pour yourself into something with passion and energy and commitment. And here's the other truth. Purpose isn't about a single path. It's not about finding the one thing you were meant to do. That's a lie that keeps people stuck. Purpose isn't a job title. It's not a career. It's not some grand mission that has to be perfectly defined. It's a way of being. It's how you show up in the world. It's the energy you bring to what you do. It's the impact you have on the people around you. You don't have to wait to live with purpose. You don't have to wait until you have it all figured out. You can bring purpose to everything you do right now. In this moment, you can bring passion and intensity to the way you speak to people. You can bring love and intention to the way you treat others. You can bring energy and commitment to your work, no matter what it is. You can live with purpose, not by waiting to find it, but by deciding to embody it in everything you do. Because the truth is, you already know what lights you up. You already know the things that make you feel alive, the things that make you lose track of time. The things that fill you with energy and drive and passion. Maybe you've buried them under fear. Maybe you've ignored them because they don't seem practical. Maybe you've convinced yourself that they don't matter, but they do. That feeling, that fire, that excitement, that's your purpose speaking to you. That's your soul telling you exactly where you need to go. And the more you listen to it, the more you trust it, the more you take action on it, the clearer it becomes. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to take the first step. You just need to commit to living fully, to showing up fully, to embracing life with everything you have. Because the people who live with the most purpose aren't the ones who sat around thinking about it. They're the ones who threw themselves into life. They're the ones who took risks, who made mistakes, who followed their instincts, who allowed themselves to evolve and grow. They didn't wait for the perfect plan. They created it along the way. And that's what you need to do. You need to stop looking for purpose and start living with it. You need to stop questioning whether you're on the right path and start committing fully to the path you're on. You need to stop hesitating and start stepping forward with everything you've got. Because purpose isn't a destination. It's not something you find in the future. It's something you create right here, right now, with the way you choose to live your life. At some point in life, you have to make a decision, a real decision. Not the kind where you say you'll try, not the kind where you'll see how it goes, but a decision so strong, so absolute, that there is no turning back. That decision that says, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is what I will create no matter what. Most people never make that decision. They live in a state of hesitation, of waiting, of second guessing. They tell themselves they want more, they want to be great, they want to break free from their limitations. But when the moment comes to commit, to go all in, to step up and claim their power, they hesitate, they hold back. They let fear, doubt, and uncertainty creep in, and they stay exactly where they are. And that's why they stay stuck. That's why nothing changes. Because without a real decision, without a commitment that burns away any option of retreat, you will always find an excuse. You will always find a reason to wait. You will always find a way to justify staying in your comfort zone. But the moment you decide, truly decide, everything shifts. Suddenly there is no more room for excuses. There is no more space for hesitation. There is only action, only movement, only a relentless drive forward. And that is where power is born. That is where transformation happens. Think about it. Every great change in your life, every breakthrough, every moment where you stepped into a new level of yourself, it all started with a decision. A decision to stop tolerating less than you deserve. A decision to no longer be controlled by fear, a decision to do whatever it takes to create the life you were meant to live. Because life doesn't respond to wishes. It doesn't respond to hoping or waiting or thinking about change. It responds to commitment. It responds to those who stand up and say, I am done playing small. I am done living below my potential. I am done waiting for the right moment. The time is now and I will make it happen. And that decision, that level of commitment, is what separates those who live extraordinary lives from those who stay stuck in mediocrity. Because let's be real, It's not talent that makes the difference. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's hunger. It's the refusal to settle. It's the willingness to do whatever it takes, no matter how hard, no matter how long, no matter what obstacles stand in the way. The people who succeed at the highest levels are not the ones who had the easiest path. They are the ones who refuse to quit. The ones who pushed through every setback, every failure, every rejection. The ones who made the decision that nothing would stop them. And that's the decision you have to make. Because if you don't, you will always find a way to stay where you are. You will always find a way to justify why you're not taking action. You will always find a reason to settle for less. But deep down, you know the truth. You know you were meant for more. You know you have more inside of you. You know that if you stepped up fully, if you unleashed everything you had, if you stopped waiting and started moving, your entire life would change. And it can. It will. But only if you decide, only if you commit, only if you take full ownership of your future and refuse to accept anything less than what you are capable of. And that starts right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, because you will never feel ready. The fear will always be there. The doubt will always whisper in your ear, but you can choose in this moment to stop listening, to stop letting fear make your decisions, to stop waiting for the perfect time and start creating it. Because the truth is, nothing changes until you do. Nothing shifts until you demand more of yourself. Nothing happens until you decide that you will no longer tolerate anything less than your full potential. And when you make that decision, when you truly commit, there is no force on earth that can stop you. Because when you are fully in, when you burn the boats, when you remove the option of retreat, you will find a way. You will push through the obstacles. You will create opportunities where there seem to be none. You will rise no matter how many times you fall. And that is where real power comes from. That is where success is born. Not from luck, not from waiting, not from hoping, but from a decision so powerful that nothing can shake it. And the moment you make that decision, you become unstoppable. Because when you commit fully, when you step up, when you refuse to settle for anything less than your highest self, life moves in ways you never imagine. Doors open, opportunities appear. You find a strength inside of you that you never knew existed, but none of that happens until you decide. None of that happens until you stand up and say, I will not wait another moment. I will not hold back. I will not let fear, doubt, or uncertainty stop me. I am taking control. I am making the decision, and I will create the life I was meant to live. And once you make that decision, everything changes. Because once you decide, there is no going back. Every single person on this planet is searching for something. They may not always be able to put it into words, but deep down, there is a hunger for connection, a hunger for meaning, a hunger to feel like they belong, like they matter, like their life has significance beyond just existing. And yet, despite this universal longing, most people walk through life feeling disconnected, feeling separate, feeling like something is missing. Why? Because they are looking in the wrong places. They believe that fulfillment will come from achievement, from validation, from proving themselves to the world. They chase success, they chase approval, they chase the next big thing, hoping that once they get there, once they reach that next level, then they'll finally feel whole. But no matter how much they achieve, no matter how much they acquire, the feeling never lasts. The emptiness creeps back in, the hunger remains. Because fulfillment doesn't come from what you get, it comes from what you give. It comes from connection. It comes from something bigger than yourself. It comes from realizing that you are not separate, that you are not alone, that you are part of something far greater than you could ever imagine. Look around you. Look at the people in your life. Look at the moments that have truly mattered, the moments that have left a mark on your soul. Were they the moments when you achieved something alone, when you reached a goal in isolation? Or were they the moments when you connected, when you made a difference in someone's life, when you gave, when you contributed, when you shared something real with another human being? Because the truth is, we are wired for connection. We are not meant to do this alone. We are not meant to spend our lives in isolation, chasing personal success at the cost of true relationships. The greatest moments of life are not the ones where you stand at the top alone. They are the ones where you lift others with you. The ones where you love, where you serve, where you give, not because you have to, but because you choose to. And yet so many people go through life closed off, guarded, afraid to be vulnerable, afraid to open their hearts, afraid to truly connect because they've been hurt before, because they've been disappointed, because somewhere along the way they learned that it's safer to keep people at a distance. But safety is not the path to fulfillment. Safety is not the path to love, to meaning, to a life that truly matters. If you want to feel alive, if you want to feel the depth of what life has to offer, you have to be willing to open yourself. You have to be willing to break down the walls. You have to be willing to love fully, even when it scares you. Because yes, connection comes with risk. Yes, love comes with vulnerability. Yes, when you open yourself to the world, you also open yourself to pain. But what's the alternative? To live a life closed off? To go through the motions? Never truly allowing yourself to feel, to experience, to be part of something greater than yourself? That is not living. That is merely existing. And you were made for more than that. You were made to love. You were made to serve. You were made to lift others, to inspire, to bring light into the lives of those around you. And when you do that, when you shift your focus from what can I get to how can I give, that is when everything changes. That is when fulfillment begins, because the greatest joy in life does not come from taking. It comes from giving. It comes from contribution. It comes from knowing that because you lived, because you showed up, because you gave everything you had, someone else's life was better. Think about it. Think about the moments when you felt the most alive. Were they the moments when you were focused only on yourself? Or were they the moments when you gave, when you lifted someone else, when you connected deeply with another human being? Because connection is not just something we crave, it is something we need. It is what gives life depth. It is what makes everything else meaningful. You can have all the success in the world, all the money, all the achievements, but if you do not have true connection, you will always feel like something is missing. And here's the truth. Connection does not happen by accident. It happens through intention. It happens when you choose to show up, to be present, to give without expecting anything in return. It happens when you stop holding back, stop waiting for others to make the first move, stop living in fear of rejection, and start living with an open heart. Because at the end of the day, we are all the same. We all have fears. We all have doubts. We all have wounds that we try to hide. But when you have the courage to be real, to be vulnerable, to let others see you as you truly are, something incredible happens. Walls come down, barriers disappear, and suddenly you are no longer separate. You are no longer alone. And that is the greatest gift you can give, not just to others, but to yourself. The gift of connection, the gift of presence, the gift of being fully alive, fully engaged, fully here in this moment, because this moment is all we truly have. So many people spend their lives chasing the future, waiting for happiness, waiting for fulfillment, waiting for the right time to truly live. But life is happening now. Love is happening now. Connection is happening now. And if you wait, if you hold back, if you stay closed off, you will miss it. So make the decision now. Make the decision to live with an open heart. Make the decision to give, to serve, to lift others. Make the decision to stop searching for fulfillment in things that will never last and start creating it through the way you show up in the world. Because at the end of the day, the legacy you leave will not be about what you achieved for yourself. It will be about how you made others feel. It will be about the lives you touched, the people you loved, the moments where you gave without hesitation, without fear, without holding back. And that is what true fulfillment is. Not in what you get, but in what you give. Not in how much you achieve, but in how deeply you connect. Not in waiting for life to bring you meaning, but in choosing every single day to bring meaning to life. And so after everything we've uncovered, after everything we've broken through, it all comes down to this. Life is not about waiting. It's not about searching endlessly for something outside of yourself. And it's not about hoping that one day you'll wake up and suddenly feel complete. Life is about stepping into your power right now. It's about realizing that everything you've been looking for has been within you all along. The questions, the doubts, the endless search for meaning, Those were never signs that you were lost. They were signs that you were ready. Ready to wake up. Ready to stop looking for purpose and start living it. Ready to stop wondering if you're enough and start realizing that you always have been. Because at the core of everything we've talked about today, there is one undeniable truth. You are not separate. You are not alone. You are connected to something far greater than yourself. Something that has been guiding you, shaping you, calling you forward. That calling has always been there, whispering to you in the moments of silence, urging you to step up, to rise, to claim your power. And now it's time. It's time to stop waiting for permission. It's time to stop hesitating. It's time to stop thinking that your time will come someday, because someday is now. This moment right here is the only moment that matters. This is where you decide. This is where you step forward. This is where you claim the life you were meant to live. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more looking outside of yourself for the answers you already have. You know what you need to do. You know who you are meant to be. Now it's up to you to take action, to live with passion, to love without limits, to connect, to serve, to give, and to create a life so full, so rich, so meaningful that when your time comes, you will look back and know that you truly lived. That is the gift you have been given. That is the truth you must embrace. That is the power that has always been within you. And now it's time to use it.